interest rate really, and which have been like one of my biggest challenge
Yeah,
with a lot of Nigerians abroad, particularly when they compare with the rate they are paying over there, maybe in Europe or in US, and then here you're telling them they have to pay maybe 18, 19, 20% interest. First question I want to ask about that interest is that, is it an adjustable rate or a fixed rate?
Okay. I will let me explain to you what we mean by fixed rate and adjustable rate.
Okay.
In a fixed rate regime, is that if we give you loan, for instance, at 20%, the loan will keep on running at 20%.
Yeah.
Even when there's flexibility in the monetary policy, you keep on being there. And of course, one thing I want people to understand really is that in Nigeria, in Africa, interest is flexible upward.
Definitely.
It's rarely flexible downward.
Yeah.
So in fixed rate, if you're on a fixed rate, it means that even if rate move to 50%, we cannot move.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But if it's adjustable, it means that it's going to be working based on the money market conditions.
Definitely.
If we go up, we have to adjust.
Yeah.
We have to adjust. But generally, there's something that determines interest rate. It's not really the banks. Like I tell, in Europe, they move on a single digit. In Africa or in Nigeria, we have been on a double digit for a long time. Yeah. And what is the determinant of this double digit? It's not the mortgage banks. Do you understand? Yeah. It's the MPR, the monetary policy rate. Yeah. Do you understand? It's the monetary policy rate that determines our own rate. Yeah. And look at it from another angle, from a very particular angle. If I meet you today and said, give me 20 million deposit, will you give me 20 million at 6%? Because if you give me 20 million at 6%, I'm going to use that 20 million from you to create a loan. If you give me at 6%, maybe I will create a loan at 9%, 10%. Yeah. But in a situation you are giving me at 20%, 16%, 18%. The interest rate regime is a buying and selling. Yeah. I can't buy fund from you at 18%.
I want to sell it lesser
because I will pay you. Yeah. Another thing involved in mortgage, one thing is very certain in mortgage. In Nigeria, is hardly you can see somebody that give you a deposit and say, take this deposit for the next 10 years, don't give me. So you will find out that we are using short-term fund to finance a long-term fund. So it's also a challenge. Then aside that challenge, like I was talking about the challenge of interest rate, is the money market condition that determines the rate. And the money market condition is as a sort of demand and supply of money. Yeah. Do you understand? Nobody want to, if we are doing rate now, I remember early last year, we did 14%. Wow. People were trooping in to make inquiry on mortgage, and we did well. Do you understand? And now we are doing a little above 20%. And if you look at the MPR is at 18.5. Wow. Just about 2 months ago, CBN moved MPR to 18.5. Early this year, we are doing 16%. Then MPR was around 14.5. Do you understand? Yeah. So we are following the money market situation. The MPR, the monetary policies, the mechanisms of the monetary policy determines the rate we are going to do. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. So actually, to be honest with you, it touches me. I pity people when they say, if not for this rate, I will do this. Yeah. I will do this. Yes, that's correct. There's no two ways about it. But we cannot sell less than what we buy. Do you understand? Yeah. And another thing is that as an institution, we also, there's a lot of flexibility around this rate. Do you understand? And the flexibility around this rate is that you look at it, mortgage in the first place is not a holding cost. Okay. It's acquisition cost. What do I mean by holding cost? Holding cost that because I'm entitled to 20 years, I must hold this loan for 20 years. Now, it's not like that. It's acquisition because you don't have the whole fund you need now. Yeah. You just need to buy this house. If you don't buy this house today, tomorrow, the prices will increase. Yeah. You just need mortgage. Utilize the mortgage option, buy your own house. And another thing is that whether you like it or not, there's one constant in housing. That constant is that you must pay house rent. Yeah. Is it not better you are paying interest rate and at the end of the day, this house becomes my own? Now you keep on paying. Okay, I met somebody. Let me just give you a short scenario of why people shouldn't be looking at the interest rate. Okay. I met somebody that stays in VGC. He told me when he packed to VGC that his house rent was 4.5 million. Okay. So after about 2 years, they moved it to 5 million. That move it. He keep on making calculation. After the whole thing, he said, now they say we should pay 7 million. And he said he was started living in VGC when a plot of land in Orchid was going for 6 million.
Can you imagine?
When 3-bedroom terraces was going for 25 million. 4-bedroom terraces was going for 30 million.
30 million.
He said that time the wife would always tell him, please, let us go. He said, don't bother, don't bother, don't bother. And now,
the 4-bedroom terrace now is 60 million.
60 million. And I asked him, look at the house you have succeeded, the money you have paid in somebody's house. Does that house mean is your own? He says, not him. I said, well, I told him one thing. I said, don't feel that you have played the fool, but just see it this way, that a tree planted 20 years ago is 20 years today. And a tree planted today will be 20 years in 20 years time.
Yeah, that's
starts from somewhere. Finally, we gave him a loan. He do that. Every time he would just call me. It's on weekend. Last week, he called me and said, guy, come over. I said, no, I'm not an ally person, I'm a mainland person. You know, I told him the joy of it that whenever you stay, look back, you call me. He said, that is the joy of it. All of us in home-based mortgage bank, that's what gives us joy. So what am I trying to say? Sometimes don't look at the interest rate. Know that the bank is also selling from what they buy. Do you understand? So interest rate doesn't matter. Take this loan. After 6 months, if you have 5 million, you'll be reducing the principal. As you are having flows, you are reducing the principal. Before you know it, you're out of it. The house becomes your own. And let me tell you what, if you have a house of your own, you are like a king.
Wow.
You have flexibility. You can still use that house to access funds from anywhere.
Yeah.
Even when you are aside. Luckily, these days, anybody going to study abroad, they'll ask you, do you have a property? You have a property. So having house of your own,
it's a big equity.
It's a big thing. It's a big privilege. It is too wide what it can achieve for you.
Next now, I know a lot of people have got some properties maybe in Lagos here or even Abuja that they are already interested to buy. Definitely, there are criteria the bank is looking at in these properties that they intend to buy, because you definitely don't want to buy a property or don't want to finance a property that's under litigation for someone, or go and finance a property that doesn't have title and then the government comes the next day and then both the funding and then the person that bought that property can use the property. So what are the criteria attached to a property before it can be, let's say, eligible for mortgage?
Okay, it's very simple. For a property to be eligible for mortgage, it must have a good title.
Okay.
Now the question now is, what is a good title?
Yep.
What we have is registered deed of assignment.
Okay.
C of O.
Okay.
Registered deed of gift.
Okay.
Power of attorney.
Okay.
Etc.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But it's just a process for a perfect title, a good title. So a good title is deed of assignment.
Okay.
Registered deed of assignment, C of O, registered deed of gift, registered power of attorney.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So these are all just the criteria.
Okay.
By the time we do search, we now do search. We call it the primary due diligence.
Okay.
But there is another thing that is very important, that you might have a good title, but the bank will not finance.
Okay.
And that is what we call charting issue.
Okay.
Many people does not know what is charting issue.
Okay.
Charting is done on survey.
Okay.
The essence of charting is to know and authenticate the survey plan that is well coordinated. It didn't fall outside where it's supposed to fall.
Okay.
You know, you have some cases that somebody have a good title, but they tell you that it's encroached canal,
okay.
It encroached road setback.
Okay.
That is it. If this has such issue, we are not going to finance.
Okay.
But that does not mean that title is bad.
Okay.
But we will finance it when you rectify that charting.
Okay.
What do I mean by rectifying that charting? They will do what you call deed of ratification.
Okay.
Deed of ratification will be taken to Alausa and registered the way deed of assignment is registered.
Okay.
And once it's registered, it means that it is the title you have is ratified.
Okay.
And once it's ratified, we finance. Any other bank can finance.
Okay.
So good title, once it's good title, the bank will finance.
Okay, that's good. So you can see another reason why you should be very peculiar to titles or properties that you want to buy right from now. So there are a lot of things attached to property titles: collateral, financing, even if you want to sell, approvers. All these agencies are definitely going to ask for the title of their property, because these are what the mortgage banks, the finance banks are always going to look at. Now, there is something I've always been advising my investors lately, and that have been about collateral. Basically, I understand a lot of people want to put their properties for sale because they need funding. They need fund for maybe that they want to travel, blah blah blah, and etc. But based on my own preference, I've always assumed that instead of you to sell, why don't you just use that property as a collateral and get the fund? You know, I don't know what to say about that idea.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's possible, but it's what we call it within the mortgage subsector. We call it equity release.
Okay.
Or you want to unlock value from your property.
Okay.
It's doable.
Okay.
But then the most important thing, of course, the most important thing about mortgage is income.
Okay.
So once your income is okay, you can use the title, the property you have, that have a good title, registered title, and get a fund. You can unlock value from that
property.
If you unlock value from that property, fantastic. But you have good income that will pay over years. Just like the regular mortgage. If you are a tenor, your tenor is 10 years. You have a good income that shows that you can pay by 10 years. You understand? But what we do, it's not an open it's not open to anything you want. What we do is this. If you want that equity release, in home-based mortgage bank, we give you 50% of the open market value. That the valuation report validates. The valuation report give us. You are entitled to 50% of it. Some people do 30%. Some people do the first sales value. And first sales value of a house is 70% of the value market
of validation value that are validated by the valuer.
So it depends, but it's doable. But the most important thing, you must have a good income. But there's something we didn't said. Now, in home-based mortgage bank, we have a threshold of what we do. In tenor, we have a threshold. And our threshold is 58 years. It means that if you want to access a mortgage from us, subtract 50 your current age from 58 years. That's your tenor. If you are 40, you have 18 years. If you are 38, you have 20 years. Then if you are 30, you have 20 years. If you are 25, you have. But when you come to age, people that is 25, 24, 26, we also do extra due diligence to validate
their
income. Because we don't want to give people loan that are not doing legal things. So that is the tenor. That is how I arrive at your tenor. But if you are a medical doctor, if you are a medical doctor, you are a lawyer, we can extend up to 65 years. Because some of them, like professors, medical doctors, they can work up to 65 years. If you are in diaspora, for instance, a medical doctor who is working in UK, I think their retirement age is 70 years. We can take up to 65 years for you. You understand? If you're a medical doctor, you are working over there. Then if you are self-employed, working here in Nigeria, we can do up to 60 years to you. Depending on what line you are doing, depending on structure you have also put in place in your business to show continuity, and you have a continuity plan, you have put a structure that it is going to continue. We can also do above 60 years for you. We handle it on individual basis.
That's good. I think we are still going to have an independent session where we are going to talk about business people.
Definitely.
Not the employed not the employed
even the employed one is a very wide mortgage is a very wide thing. So we have to have
one by one. So we are going to talk about session for business people, how they can be eligible, the criteria, the opportunities for them. Because one thing I've realized about our system and our sector here in Nigeria is that there are so many opportunities going around, but information about these opportunities is very low. So people don't really know that they have these advantages or these opportunities are existing, but the few people that know about those opportunities, they hold it because they want to keep benefiting and be the only one benefiting from those opportunities. And that's one of the things that we'll be doing on this channel, to widen your scope about the available opportunities in the real estate sector and the real estate market in Nigeria. And some of these opportunities, perhaps you alone cannot tell you. So that's why we have to continuously bring people that are experienced, that have done 10 years, 20 years in these different sectors, so that they can come here to enlighten you and also expose you to some of the opportunities that are in these different industries. So a lot of the things that he has just explained here, I can't definitely, even if I do a 20 minutes, a 30-minute session, I can't. But he's the one that have been doing it. He's the one that have been in the industry. He's the one that have been doing this for a lot of people, both here and abroad. He has the experience, he has the exposure, and he's the best person to be able to talk about this thing. So we've been able to cover quite a lot in this session, particularly for the Nigerians in diaspora. Don't worry, we are still going to have a session for Nigerians here. We that we are here. So we are still going to have a session for we that we are here, because the requirements are quite different. The document they need also are quite different. Again, this is my advice. If you want to do anything mortgage financing, engage the bank first before you go to the property market. Except if the developers that you are talking to already have some partnerships with people like them already, like Landmark, like Victoria Crest Homes. Those ones, they already have partnership with a lot of mortgage banks that they can easily just introduce or refer you to. But if it's an independent property, just first talk to the bank, have all your paperwork sorted with the bank first before you now go to the market looking for a property. Another advantage of this is when you talk to the bank, they tell you the max that you are eligible for. So it's not like you'll be eligible for 30 million. I am now going to the market and looking for a property of 80 million or 90 million. So you already know the cap of what you are looking for, and all these are going to definitely assist you. So thanks so much, Mr. Uche, for having you on this session. You are still going to be seeing him more. Don't worry, you are still going to be seeing him more. And I know a lot of you guys have a lot of questions, and that's why sometimes when you send me some certain questions, I always tell you, it's not that big that we answer this one, because sometimes I'm not a surveyor, I'm not a lawyer, but they are in the best position to answer this question. So hope to have you once again another time, Mr. Uche.
Feel free anytime, feel free to call me. The most important thing is that all Nigerians will have to breach the housing deficit.
Okay.
You know, in Nigeria alone, we have about 28 million housing deficit.
Can you imagine?
And in Lagos alone, we have over 4 million. In Lagos alone, we have over 4 million. So what we are trying to do is to bridge the housing deficit. Yeah. We are not on it alone. Yeah. The Home-Based Mortgage Bank, we have Bank, Nigerian Mortgage Bankers Association. Okay. We have Nigerian Mortgage Finance Company, NMRC. Okay. Yeah. So the government has also come up with one or two policies to soften the criteria, to soften the funding of mortgage. It's just people that are now aware, but we're also creating a lot of advocacy, and I also want to thank you for the advocacy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Anytime you call me, the most important is that we need to create this advocacy to move together. This awareness, we have to do it together and make sure that every Nigerian know about mortgage.
Things are available. There's also refinancing in Nigeria too. As we refinance mortgages abroad, you can refinance a mortgage here too in Nigeria. So, but we are still going to get to that. So I'm going to be taking it one step after the other. So this session is for Nigerians in diaspora. I know a lot of you guys over in the UK, in Europe, in US. Some of you guys may be even paying a mortgage here, or maybe looking at the mortgage here. Easier for you. I don't know that you talk to, but don't worry, I'm going to look you guys up, and then we look at the best way they can assist you. Some of the houses that you want to buy from Landmark, some of the houses that you want to buy from Victoria Crest Homes, then they can look at the amount that you can get, and then they can help and assist you with financing on that. If you have questions, you have feedback, you have suggestions, we have the comment section there open. A lot of you guys already also have my contacts. Drop me a message. I will see what I can do, and how I can link you with Mr. Uche. And if you have been following our videos, you are not subscribed yet, you can see what we are bringing into the channel now. This is also another fantastic opportunity for you to subscribe, so that you don't miss these fantastic episodes that we are having. So we are looking forward to seeing you next. We are looking forward to also having Mr. Uche next on our next episode. See ya.